This is a sea monster. And so is this, and this, and this, and this.
And all of these things happen to exist in Canada. Yes, that's right, Canada has trees. Anywho, sea monsters have been spotted here since before we were even tracking the sightings. However, most monsters have been forgotten as legends of the past, as we had no cameras in our pocket and no way to confirm or deny them. But since 2016, there's been a resurgence of people who believe in the Ogopogo, a mystical dragon-like creature at the bottom of Lake Okanagan, BC. From people who are obviously drinking a bit too much beer for their own good.
Okay, we're at Okanagan Lake. Is that the name of the lake?
Yeah.
And this is the Ogopogo.
To people who aren't, many people around Okanagan Lake believe in the existence of a large, snake-like dragon creature living in the depths. In fact, 16% of all of BC does. But many, if not all, of these clips have been debunked, and the Ogopogo has not been proven to exist.
So, if the Ogopogo doesn't actually exist, what is it, and why do people believe in it? As I mentioned in the beginning, there are a variety of objects and animals that can represent the sea monster, in this case the Ogopogo. Logs, otters, and waterfowls can all look like sea creatures from the right angle, but looking at some of these clips of the Ogopogo online, they're definitely not sea monsters. In fact, many have described these alleged sea monsters as log-shaped or with skin-like bark. Now, you would think that these people can put two and two together, but as the world has proven time and time again, they can't. So, what do people who believe in the British Columbian sea monster have to argue for the existence of the Ogopogo? Well, honestly, there isn't much. A lot of people just neglect the possibility of there not being an Ogopogo. Others don't give evidence. For example, to quote this quote from Unexplained Mysteries, "There were no birds anywhere nearby at all. Initially, I thought it almost looked like it poked up like a duck bottom. I thought it was a bird. But then I realized it wasn't, because that's when it went back down." Those sentences don't make any sense together, so there's not much to argue for the Ogopogo.
Many indigenous legends tell of the Inhatku, a mystical water spirit that was shaped like a dragon living at the bottom of Lake Okanagan. Many people use this as evidence that the monster must exist. However, many indigenous people to date who are among that faith don't actually believe in the existence of the monster itself, but more so the existence of the spirit of the monster and the spirit of the lake. However, white people, especially white people who own tourist shops and can sell merch of it, have really exploited this, saying that there is something out there. In fact, a while ago, a town in BC tried to copyright the Ogopogo and did successfully hold it for a number of years. However, then a bunch of indigenous people actually piped up about it and said that it would kind of be like copyrighting Moses or Buddha or even Jesus Christ for any other religion. So eventually the copyright was revealed. The problem is that it makes a really good story. In fact, you'll see tons of news stories, even on reliable sources like Global News, claiming that true footage has been captured of the Ogopogo. In fact, there's been one man who's dedicated his entire life to chronologing sightings, and now his site has become a memorial site for true scientific evidence regarding the Ogopogo. You can check it out here. However, this website, while it claims to be a direct scientific source that's not affiliated with his beliefs, it does have a lot of paragraphs about how the Ogopogo is a dinosaur that has survived for 6 million years at the bottom of the lake. And so I wouldn't trust this site for any legitimate resources.
Overall, I don't think my opinion has been changed. From the 16% of British Columbians that do believe in the Ogopogo, that number is going down. Even many spiritual beliefs of the creature are contradictory to what the colonizers have used. There's definitely something down there, but it's most likely not a dragon or a sea monster.